Think back to when you were 3 or 4 years old. At that age, a child lives in a state of pure presence. They don't know if they live in a mansion or a one-room apartment. They don't care what their parents do for a living, and they certainly don't rank themselves against their siblings. They simply exist. Look at this diagram. It illustrates how family and culture step in and begin assigning roles. You get told you're the smart one, the rebellious one, the responsible one. School and peers add their own expectations, and over the decades, we build up a massive, rigid tower of artificial identities, burying that original state of presence deep inside. As you can see from the hardened edges expanding here, maintaining this structure takes work. We develop what spiritual traditions call the nafs, or the lower self. Think of the nafs as an anxious bureaucrat. Its entire job is to constantly defend those artificial layers and perform these identities just to feel safe in the world. We often assume that dismantling this ego requires packing a bag, abandoning our daily responsibilities, and meditating alone on a mountain. But the 12th century scholar Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani argued something entirely different. In his 10th Discourse, he taught that true spiritual freedom doesn't require you to stop your earthly life at all. He called this the relocation of being. The shopkeeper still sells, the mother still feeds her children, the student still studies. From the outside, your life looks completely normal, but internally, your essence has already migrated. The physical body stays here, fulfilling its duties, but your core being moves entirely to the divine. To make this internal migration, we must change how we interpret failure, hardship, and unfairness. Consider the historical account of the prophet Yusuf and his younger brother, Binyamin. From the outside, Binyamin's story looks like a sudden, devastating tragedy. A royal cup is found planted in his bag, he is publicly accused of being a thief, disgraced in front of his brothers, and dragged away to face the powerful vizier of Egypt. But there is a hidden detail. Right before the public trial began, the vizier pulled Binyamin aside and whispered his true identity. "I am your brother, Yusuf." Binyamin knew the secret. Because of that whisper, the public disgrace didn't crush him. He understood that the accusation was actually a favor. The exact moment the public called him a thief was the same moment a private chamber was being prepared for him at the side of the king. When the world seems to unjustly accuse you or strip away your status, it is rarely a punishment. Enduring a trial is the signature of being beloved. If you pay attention, worldly hardship is preceded by a quiet whisper of divine nearness. That hidden nearness requires a specific psychological shift. You must train your ego to stop constantly fighting against the reality in front of you. Ali ibn Abi Talib delivered a shocking metaphor for this state. He instructed seekers to be as if you were a corpse laid out on a slab. This metaphor targets the way we create our own misery. If you analyze a typical stressful day, you'll find the actual situation is only a small part of the problem. The vast majority of the weight we carry is added by our own internal reactions, the mental arguments, the defenses, and the stories we tell ourselves about the event. Entering this corpse posture requires the discipline of staying still while the world acts on you. It means watching situations unfold without allowing the inner self to rush in and amplify it. When you stop defending your outcomes, you allow the real to work on you in a way the busy, defended self never could. This diagram illustrates a state known as unconscious zikr, or remembrance. When someone practices conscious spiritual focus for years, it eventually becomes automatic. The person sleeps, their body rests, they close their eyes, but the deepest layer of the heart keeps working. It pulses on its own, like a violinist whose fingers find the notes before the brain even sends the command. By surrendering your reactive ego entirely to reality and driving that remembrance down into your unconscious mind, these are the twin engines that physically transport your inner self away from the noise of the world. So, where exactly does this inner migration lead? The answer draws a stark dividing line between two completely different types of seekers. Most people are searching for safety. They want the rewards, the rest, and the comfort of paradise. For them, the ultimate success is walking through those gates and finding total contentment the moment they close securely behind them. But then there are those the texts call the lovers of Allah. For them, entering 1,000,000 flawless gardens would still leave them restless. The gardens are empty landscaping. They are searching for the creator. Until the owner of the garden arrives, they are essentially sitting in a beautiful waiting room. This leads to the core paradox of a mature inner life. You have to work relentlessly, struggle, and fulfill every single one of your earthly responsibilities, but you must completely detach from the outcomes. You cannot claim ownership of your good deeds, or even allow your ego to take pride in the fact that you are the one doing them. This person's themselves are decoration. Once you stop seeking the reward, you find that the actual point of the journey was the one who made the garden. Maturity is the act of looking past the gift to find the giver. Take a hard look at your life and audit which part of you is actually doing the living. Step out from under the tower of identity society built for you. Offer your prostration without negotiating the terms, and let whatever happens, happen. The accounting comes later.